Right. Today learning outcome is you will be able to analyze how to plan, monitor and control projects with the use of PERT and CPM. PERT and CPM are the two methods we will discuss later. Then appraise the earliest start time, earliest finishing, latest start, latest finish, and the slack times for each activity along with the total project completion, and assess the total project time at the least control cost by crashing the network models. Network model is presented as diagrams for solution to many practical real-world problems in the areas of project scheduling and control, communication systems and design, transportation system design. So the network analysis or network model can be presented as a diagram and will be used as a technique to finding the solution for many project scheduling problem, maybe a construction problem or any other project. We can we can use the network model. Project evaluation review technique, in other words, shortly we can say PERT, and critical path method CPM are the two network analysis techniques or the models used for planning, scheduling, and controlling large-scale construction projects, research and development projects, and many other similar projects which involve careful coordination of a variety of complex and interrelated activities and resources. So then we can give a brief summary of the network analysis. It's a model can be used to analyze the project and plan the project, analyze the project and control the project. So projects in the sense may be a larger scale construction projects or maybe a research and development projects. So marketing research project or some other many projects in the sense uh, arranging some programs or releasing a journal like that. If any projects we can um, consider that as a project, then through the network models we can plan and control at what time we will finish this project with the shortest time period, or maybe what will be the total cost to finishing the project within the shorter period. Like that we may consider using the technique. So here in the network analysis, PERT and CPM are the two methods. So we will discuss what is PERT and what is CPM. PERT is used to control time of the project. At the same time, critical path method CPM is used to control both time and cost of the project. It allows to reducing the project duration at an optimal cost. Right. What is the difference between these PERT and CPM technique? Both are used to analyze and plan and control the any project, but PERT will be used to control only the time of the project. Through the PERT technique, we can only control the time. At the same time, CPM is used to control both time and the cost of the project. Right. CPM has a single time estimates, and the PERT has 3 time estimates for activities related with the project, and uses probability theory to find the chance of reaching the scheduled time. So what can we here suggest about the CPM is, CPM has only a single time, that means estimated time. But in under the PERT, there are 3 time estimates for each and every activity in relation with the project, and that is use the probability theory to find the exact time. Right. Here there are some guidelines of preparing constructing a network in the PERT and CPM method. Parallelly, PERT and CPM use only the PERT will be used to identify or calculate the estimated time using the 3 time estimate. Here, it is a that means first we will say that firstly let me say an example. for a project. For example, a construction project, construction for a hostel building in our university. So if the construction project is given to the project managers, so there will be university advertise the bid for the from the constructors. Then constructors may submit their bid for indicating their cost also at the time importantly, because university is urgently need the hostel for the to facilitate our students for the coming year. So then they plan to give the that mean hand over the finished building within 3 months or 6 months whatsoever the university will demand from the constructors. But constructor using they will divide their activity into many activity in relation with the project. For example, first getting a map from the architect, getting the map, then first finding the do the landscaping, and for example, A activity, B activity is that one. Maybe C, they will break into activity for the overall project. Then laying the foundation, that is another activity. To lay the foundation, before the laying the down, that mean foundation, they the constructor should bring the stone, cement, and other crusher. That mean that activity, that tools for that. Then after that they put the foundation. Then after that they just start the building construction. They will set up the wall, and after the wall they will do the slab, then roofing, then painting, like that till they finish the final finishing hostel building. They divide into activity, so that is called activity. So the in this case, a small portion, each and every portion uh, here extracted from, maybe this is I one from one to one event. So these two we can call this arrow mark is called activity. This in the node it is called event. This is called is an event. So once the event, but normally from any activity first start with the node, then only we can control the time and time of the project. So starting time, there will be a starting time 0, but 0 spend day spends, but start with this node. This is we can call event. Then from that starting event, A activity start. Then when the A activity finish, then another finish, then make it as an event. Then another activity will start from here. So simply this is the way we can construct the network diagram. So this is an distinct part of a project whose completion requires a certain amount of time. Example, preparing a purchase order. According to this example, I have given preparing a purchase order. So activity is represented by an arrow mark. So any activity will be denoted by the arrow mark. So A is called an activity. Then we have to indicate the duration of the time or the expected activity time. That means the average time required to complete an activity of a project. So, for example, time taken to prepare a purchase order. The duration is indicated by small t, that means time. So, maybe 5 weeks. According to this activity, 5 weeks. If it is a construction building project, then getting the architect map, then laying the foundation and building the wall, and that means roofing, then painting, finishing, like that. If it is so, then every activity denoted by this arrow mark, and the activity need, each and every activity that should be estimated by the project manager or the planner, how what to what extent the activity will last, will need. So the record time estimate for according to this activity. For example, preparing a purchase order is an activity. The time duration is 5 weeks to perform a purchase order. Likewise, again, I have already told that event. Event mean that here any event or node, this is indicated by the node, the circle. So will always occur at the very beginning and the end of an activity. That means any project will be started from one event and end with one event. Then only we can monitor the project. So if they starting from one event to excuse me. take the pen now. So any activity maybe from, they will start from here, then start and end with here. Then in between there will be project will be, we will be coordinate the activities by a network diagram. So any start. So this is the event. So first event, first project, to start the very beginning time, any activity will start from the event. So now any activity will be starting from the event. So this is called an activity. This is called an event. And also, for example, let me say this example here. A is activity, I is the one event, J is one event. So this is, we can indicate the event number. At the same time, here also we can say that two type of event, but this is head event, this is tail event. So the leading is head event, the following is tail event. So first activity will be started from this event and it end here. Then again, if another activity start from here like this, any activity start from here like this, then maybe this activity may be C and D. Then again, this will be closed by an event. Here also closed by an event. Then again, another start activity will start. Like that, the network diagram will move. But here in this case, for this activity, this is the head event, this is the tail event. For if this is an activity here, if we consider this activity, for this activity, if we consider this activity, this is a head event, this is a tail event. So simply the leading are the head event, following are the tail event. For each and every activity, there will be a head and there will be a tail. Okay. These are some introduction. Then I will move to the another one. Okay, just wait, please. Right. Now, another important network diagram, there will be merge and burst event. Parallelly, there will be some another three type of or two type or four type of activities parallelly functioning at the same time, parallelly end with one event. So now like this, parallelly with one event. At the same time, right here. Here, merge and burst event, that means when we doing the diagram, so parallelly some activities join in the same time. At the same time, from one event, same time parallelly, some events may be started. That means a merge and burst event. Some will end altogether, some more than two or more than one activity will end with one event. So that's a merge event. Sometimes some more activities, more than one activities will burst from one event. So this is called burst event. Right. Other one is preceding and succeeding activities. So now what is preceding and what is succeeding? So immediate preceding activities performed before given the events are known as preceding activities, and activities performed after a given event are not succeeding activities. No. So now this now if the activity A start from the beginning, now end with now. After A finished completed, C starts. Okay, for the activity A, C is the succeeding activity. For the C, A is the preceding activity. So now what is the immediate predecessor activity? Likewise, for the activity B, no immediate predecessor activity, but for the D, B is the predecessor activity, preceding activity. At the same time, for the B, the D is the succeeding activity. You know, that what is proceeding and what is succeeding activities. Activities A and B are proceeding activities and C and D are succeeding activities respectively. Now you will come to know when you do with the practical example. Right. Now we'll go to the next one. There will be a dummy activity also. Dummy function in the network. Dummy function will arise in the transportation problem as well as in the assignment problem. Here also the dummy activity will be engaged in some situation where we cannot find a line to connect two activities. For example, so commonly dummy activity is an imaginary activity which doesn't consume any resource and any time is called a dummy activity. For the dummy activity, no time and no cost. Only that will make the process easier. Dummy activities are simply used to represent a connection between events in order to maintain a logic in a network. It is represented by a dotted line in a network, not the straight line. It will be represented in a dotted line. So here in this case, you see, first event started, activity A started. Once A completed, B and C parallelly start. So it's a burst event, no? From A activity, once A finished, B and C parallelly start the activity. Then again, B and C together finish. So when you see together finish B and C, you cannot finish the C and B and C in um, the curved arrow, the curved mark. Then wherever you finished you make a event, then from that only you can through the dotted line you can connect the event. Now this says B and C finish, then that means another activity may start. Now this is about the dummy activity. I think some more in the next slide also about the dummy. Here. Okay. Now again for your understanding, let me explain again here. Now you see here from the A activity, then A activity, then from here B and C start. No, simply let me say no, the drawing is not nice, but for your understanding, I draw here. B and C start. Then again B and C together finish. We cannot together we cannot finish like this. This is the not nice. It is to it will be not nice. This is wrong. We can buy bend this arrow mark. So this is actually this is wrong. How can we say that? From here, that means from here this activity you just say this is B and this is C. You have to make these together two same time parallelly two activities. Then when it end with parallel simultaneously, you have to make this is as event. Then you put dotted line like this, and you then after you can finish this event. Then another activity will start from this node. So this is the way we may draw the, we can show the dummy diagram. You will come to know simply when you do with the real example. Right. Now next will be the same slide. What are the errors to be avoided in constructing a network? As we discussed earlier, two activities starting from one event, right? Two activities starting from a tail event must not have a same end event. To ensure this, it is absolutely necessary to introduce a dummy activity the same way. Here, from here, the same time two tail activity that means start, then that is end with the another event to start another activity. Then you cannot bend this like this. This is wrong. So this is incorrect. So how can we draw this? This is a first event. This is a one A activity. This is another activity. So then this when these two activities end with another event. So here for whatever for this one or this one, I have taken here this one. So make this as an event. Then from here the dummy will start. Then the third activity arise. So now that is that cannot be. So this is the wrong way. But in your network diagram, the total completion time will not be affected even though if you draw the diagram like this. It will not affect, but this is the correct way. At the same time, another error, looping error. Looping error should not be formed in a network. That means as it represents the performance of activities repeatedly in a cycle manner. That means from this event, one activity started, then another started from second to three, then it will not be. From third to one, it will not be. So that's a looping error. So always the arrow mark will be forward, front pass. No? Always front pass. So not the reversed. So always will be front. So the direction of arrow should flow from the left to right, avoiding the mixing of direction. So the direction will be from always the forward mean from left to right. So now these are the errors to be avoided in the construction of the network diagram. Fourth one, these are some rules. This is for your reading. Let me read it once. No single activity can be represented more than once in a network. The length of an arrow has no significance. Maybe some may do the length from here to here, some may be long. So the long length is not the any significance of the time. At the same time, the event number 1 is the start event. And the event which the highest number is the end event. So whensoever we start the project, the starting number is the first event. So that's a start event. Then ending is the highest number is the ending event. Before an activity can be undertaken, all activities preceding it must be completed. So when you start A activity, from the A, when you start B activity, then A should be completed, preceding. So even so, sometimes parallelly many activities can be started as we discussed earlier. Then before that parallel is, even though parallel is started, then to again you start another activity, then one of the three of the activities should be completed. That the immediate predecessors activity should be completed. That is, activities must follow a logical sequence, interrelationship between activities. In assigning numbers to events, there should not be any duplication of the event number in the network. Then dummy activities must be used only if it is necessary to reduce the complexity of the network. No, every diagram needs the dummy activities only if necessary. A network should have only one start event and one end event. I have already explained this one. Any project will start with one event and end with one event. In between, there will be complex network interrelationship of the activities. Okay. Again, there are some conventions of network diagram are shown in the below. Here there are three activities, A, B, and C. Before you read this sentence, first you just simply understand what is in the real context. So here, this is a project with the A, B, and C activity. There are different three activities. This is the starting point. So it's starting event. This is the ending event. So for example, if you put the number here, starting event 1, so here is starting event, then second event 2. So once the activity A completed, then the day is completed. So this event, now that means this node is this node denotes the A activity now completed. Then from here, the second event, another activity B start. Then once B completed, that means now third event. So from the another third activity will start once B finish, then C start. So if the project only consists of 3 activity, then the activity is the project is completed with this event. So that is event number 4. So this event number only the logically in the logical sequence only you have to assign the numbers. So now you can read this paragraph. Activity can be performed only after completing the activity A. Are you clear? So B can be performed soon after completion of the A activity. Then and activity C can be performed once the only after the completion of the B activity. So that's the thing. So once A completed only, you can start the B. Then if the B completed, then C start. So here for the B, A is the predecessor activity. For the C, B is the predecessor activity. That means immediate predecessor. We only consider very immediate predecessor, right? Then we are not focusing success activities. Now only immediate predecessor activity we have to pay our attention to draw the network diagram. Now second one. Here from the beginning point, so this is the first event. So from here, A activity start. Now once A completed, B and C parallelly start. So then here, this is one portion of the network diagram, not the full extracted one. So here, excuse me. Right. Right. Sub activities B and C can start simultaneously only after completion of the A activity. Right. Now these are now there will be some other activities. Only this part is extracted from the project. Now we'll consider here. Now we just say that burst event from the one event parallelly 2 activities started. You see here this is a merge event. 2 earlier finished event are there. Then A and B activities. Here once A and B finish simultaneously, then C activity start. Now this means activities A and B must be completed before we start the C. So now this is the explanation for that. You consider the last one. Here activity C must start only after the completion of A and B. Okay, now it is said A and B earlier activities are there. So then another announcement is that once A and B completed, C can be started. Once A and B completed, C can be started. Then how can we say that? Here also we can say that A and B together finish. We can. But here another instruction, another information is given at the same time. But activity D can start after the completion of the activity B. So here C, A and B. If we want to start the C, A and B completed. If we want to start D, B should be completed. So we have to first consider the one activity. So first you start the D activity, then B will be, now B activity will completed. Then you consider A and B finish, then C start. So you cannot again connect the B from here again to start C. So already this B activity is now connected. Then from that, you dotted through the dotted line, you can connect and show the C. Now you can say that AN, this is to overall C. All these two, even the two arrow mark there, overall C. So now A and C finish, C start. So now after that C and D together finish. Then if it is possible, another activities will be started. Right. These are some guidelines to draw the network diagram. Very simply, you will understand when you work with the activity. Shall I move to the next point, please? Shall I move, dears? Okay, now I move to the next one. Right. Can we draw the top to? Yes, right. Somebody is asking, can we draw the dummy activity from top to bottom? That also possible based on the depends on the that mean requirement about the immediate predecessor activity. No, according to the immediate predecessor activity. In this case, A and B finish together, C start, B finish, D start. So now only one activity is finished first. We have to consider that one. Then only it is easier to draw the dummy. Then we can finish the B here first. Then start the D activity. Here B finished and D started. Then we have to consider A and B finished together. So A here already there. Then B here. So B from the B already finished. From this here we have to upward from the top bottom to top. We are upwarding this way. Then here to both together finish. Then C start. Sometime some activity will say in other way. If the C only start from the A, from the B and A D start, then you can from first you complete the C. Then from here you can from bottom word you can draw the dummy activity. I think you will it will come to know, you will come to know very easier when you start with an activity. Okay, I will explain with some activities. Don't worry. Now we'll discuss what are the activity time estimate in the PERT. I have already told you that PERT is one of the network analysis technique which is used to control the time of the project. Here, the PERT was developed with an objective of handling uncertainties in activity duration time. Earlier, I have told you PERT is a probabilistic model. That means using the probability, no uncertainties, not the certain. Maybe estimated uncertainties in the activity time duration. PERT is considered to be a probabilistic tool. PERT is considered as a probability tool. Then in the PERT, there are 3 time estimates to calculate a weighted average of the expected activity time. So optimistic time, most likely time, pessimistic time. So these are the 3 time estimates. Let me explain a simple activity with that what we can call that. Submission of the assignment, group assignment. Just you see this one. Submission of the group assignment. So now most of the lecturers given you to do the group activity. Then they will give the enough time, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. After that you have to present. For that what work you will do? First you will decide the heading title will be given by the lecturer. Then you will divide the activities to every person. So first you will collect the information and you will collect some videos. Some will prepare the slides. Then after that you schedule that again you rediscuss the slides with some of your friends. Then like that you will follow some, then after that you will submit. So you just preparing activity. If for an activity for the submission of the assignment, I will take that as a simple example to understand submission of the assignment. What is the most likely time? First let me explain the most likely time. Most likely time mean normally the average time, expected time. Average mean in a normal condition, how long a certain activity need for the submission of the presentation or group document. So how long, you know, in the, under the normal situation, how long you need to submit the project? That mean a group presentation topic, that document. So that's why lecturers will give 2 weeks in the sense. In the 2 week, you have some other workloads. You have other Zoom lectures. You have some other lecturers assignment. So considering all that, they give the considerable time to do the presentation, the group assignment. Clear? So in the normal condition, under the normal most likely time in, under the normal condition, that means considering some other works, everything, then how long, how long activity needs to perform. So that is the most likely time. So if the 14 days is given to for the group document presentation assignment, so 14 days is the most likely time. But if you work hard, even though you have the same lectures, same assignments from the other lecturers, anyway you have the same thing, but if you work hard night and day, you just work hard night and day. If you work hard, within 1 week also you can prepare the document. So that it means 7 days, 1 week. So here, what is the optimistic time? The minimum, very shortest time to required to perform an activity. So that is optimistic time. Minimum time to perform. So no, under a normal condition, 14 days needed. But if you work hard, parallelly you are doing other activities, then you can finish the presentation even within 7 days. So what that is optimistic. So then simply the definition is the minimum time taken to perform an activity. Noting the minimum time perform needed to perform an activity. That is optimistic time. But simply in the optimistic time, we can in the organizational psychology, organizational behavior, optimistic in the sense doing thinking positive, no. In the same time, in the decision making theory, optimistic value is alpha value. In the decision making criterion of realism, we assign alpha to optimistic. That means probability for the highest payoff. Here, the optimistic time in the sense the minimum time duration taken to perform an activity. So that is simply 7. What is pessimistic mean? Even under the normal condition, we just given 14 days needed. Sometime an extra unavoidable based on some unavoidable circumstances, an extraordinary abnormal any event may occur. Maybe severe corona issues, severe maybe suspension, whatsoever. So sometime, or maybe climate change. For this time, we have to assign another one or two activity. Then we assign 1 month. That means 14 days or 30 days to perform this group presentation. So sometime during some unavoidable circumstances also may occur, considering that one. So another date. So here, what is pessimistic mean? The maximum time taken to perform for a particular activity. So simply, so these are the 3 time estimate. Optimistic time mean the very shortest minimum time taken to perform a activity. Pessimistic mean the maximum time perform needed required to perform an activity. Most likely, the normal condition, the amount of days needed to perform the activity. So these are probabilistic, only estimated. We decide how much the presentation time needed, 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we decide. In a normal, so it's probabilistic. That's why the PERT is the probabilistic tool. So considering this optimistic time will be denoted by A, then most likely will be denoted by M, then pessimistic denoted by B. These are the terminology we can use to denote these 3 type of time. Here, considering this probabilistic time, the operations manager or the project planners, they have to get the expected time activity for each and activity, considering these three and using the given formula. The formula is A plus 4m plus B altogether divided by number 6. So this is the expected activity time. At the same time, in the uh, network diagram, we need one message right in the activity time. When we control the project, see the probability of the model, sometime we may need the, when we see the probability, we have to think of the standard deviation. So in the standard deviation denoted by, normally you know that standard deviation is denoted by like this, no? But directly we cannot calculate the formula for the standard deviation, but we can calculate the variance. If the standard deviation square root of standard deviation is called variance, so the variance can be calculated using these values, the time estimate b minus a, only the max pessimistic time and optimistic time, b minus a divided by 6, then altogether square. So now this is the formula. This formula you should memorize. This will not be given at the time of examination. For uncertain activity times, we can use the statistical measure of the variance to describe the dispersion or the variation of any activity time. So when we calculate the statistical measure of the variance, then we can calculate to describe the dispersion of the or the variation of each and every activity. Okay. Now critical path method. Critical path method, that is about the PERT. Now that is about the PERT. Now in the critical path method is the deterministic tool, not the probabilistic. Only the deterministic tool. Here deterministic tool, it takes into account both time and cost of the project. That means evaluates the trade-off between the project cost and the project time. CPM allows reducing the project duration at an optimal cost. So we can find the very shortest period of the duration of the overall completion of the project. The critical path is important because activities on the critical path can delay the entire project. So you will come to know when we are doing an activity. This critical path is very important. The activities in the critical path is called critical path activities, which is, if we make any delay in the critical path, then that will affect the entire project, time of the project, also cost of the project. The activity which doesn't lie on the critical path is called non-critical activities. These non-critical, so in a network diagram fully consolidated for a project, there will be multiple activities will be interconnected. From the multiple activities, only one path or two, more than one path also sometime available, that will show the critical path. So that is important. There will be some other activities which are not in the critical path, that is called non-critical path. That means those activities are called non-critical path activities. These non-critical activities may have some slack time unused, like slack time. The slack is the amount of time by which the start of an activity may be delayed without affecting the overall completion time of the project. So here in the non-critical path, we assure the slack time. So that slack will be that activity denote that any activity may be delayed without affecting the overall completion time. But in the critical path, that will make the entire project, make delay. But in the non-critical path activities, we will find the amount of time can be delayed without the completion of the overall project. But a critical has no slack. To reduce the overall project time, it would require more resources, that means extra cost, to reduce this time taken by a critical activities. This can be calculated through the float. So here we have to again see calculate then of the float for each and every activity. Right, now we'll do activity here. So you have to calculate your answer here for that. Okay, now we'll consider activity 5.5. A company is considering the possibility of the manufacturing a new item of its product line. The activities of the project with the estimate of activity times are listed below. So this is about the project of introducing a new item for a product. So now these activities, A, activity B, this is only some logical order. A, B, C, D, E, those are just the name for the activity. What is the activity? Name the activity. A is research and development. What is B? Doing the marketing research. What is C? Getting engineering details. What is D? Building a model for a product. What is E? Preparing marketing brochure. What is F activity? That means estimate the cost. G, product testing. H, market survey. I, forecast report. Then J, final report. Final report about the product. First, normally the organization, when they do marketing companies, when do their new model, they just test sampling. Before they are put into the commercialization, they do the sample survey. So sample of the product, test the product. So then for that, they marketing manager, that is the project. So divided the project into activities to be performed to make the completion of the project. So from A to J, there are how many? 10 items, 10 activities they have forecasted. The activity details also given here. What is the immediate predecessor? This is an important point. What is the immediate predecessor? Before what activity finish, what start? What is the, that means what is the immediate preceding activity? What is the succeeding activity? So here only we have to focus on the immediate predecessor. No, if we know the immediate predecessor only, we will come to know what are the succeeders. Okay, now from the A and B parallelly started. One group is doing the research and development, other B activity separately doing the marketing research parallelly. So no immediate predecessor. So any activity to begin with the any activity, or only one, at least one will be no immediate predecessor. No, that's the starting point. In this case, two immediate predecessor from the beginning parallelly to start can be performed. What is say about this? If you, this is a C activity, the real succeeding activity. If you want to start the C activity, A should be completed. So that is immediate predecessor. A should be completed. When A should completed, C start, D start, and E starts. When F want to be started, that means C should finish, should be finished. So when C should be finished, then F start. Then when D finish, G start. So these are the succeeding activities. When B and E together finish, then H start. Then after H finish, then J start, I start. Then F, G, I together finish, then J start. Then with the J, the project end. So this is the activities. We have to interconnect this activity considering the immediate predecessor. One which should be completed first, then which started, like that. Right. Now the activity using the PERT technique, the operations marketing manager estimated the PERT time estimate like this: optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic. A, M, and B. So simply optimistic A, pessimistic B, in the middle most likely M. Normally, most likely will be in the middle, Then optimistic will be lesser than the most likely. That's a minimum time, minimum time to needed to perform an activity. Normally, pessimistic time will be greater than the normal time because we assign additional time if any extraordinary events happen, any unavoidable circumstances happen. So then we assign some more time, that is pessimistic. So here you can observe like this. No, this is the in the middle average time. So here lesser times than this one, and this is the higher time than the most likely time. So this is estimated. Now what can we do then? We know the formula. Then this is the question. This is about the project. Now we have to first, when we draw the network diagram, we have to calculate the average time estimates. So let's see about the next title. This is the question. So throughout the question, we will follow one by one. First one, construct the PERT or CPM network for the above data. What are the critical path activities and what is the expected project time completion? Third one, find the total float for each activity. So here about the float, here critical path, here network diagram, drawing the network diagram. So 3 points important. The fourth one about the probability of completing the project before 60 days and before 45 days. And that is another matter about the probability. This fifth one also about the probability. So this question one by one we will address. Okay. Now we'll do the answer. First one is, we know that for this, now I have typed this, reprinted this chart to make understand easier. So now first thing we have to, before we drawing the, only the calculation work is construct the PERT and CPM network diagram. So they do not ask to calculate the average time estimate. So even though they are not asking, we had to, when we draw the network diagram, we want to calculate the average time estimate using the given formula. We know the formula. So this is a formula here. We know this formula. T is equal to 4m plus B. This is B. This is optimistic time. This is pessimistic time. This is M. 4 into M. This is number 6 divided by the 6. So then expected activity for each and every activity will be calculated. Let me show that activity. I have given the one example for the expected time activity for the A activity. So A activity here, for A activity, what is optimistic? A plus 4m plus B divided by 6. So A 12 here, 4m, 4 into 15. So now that is given 4 into 15. Then what is pessimistic B? That is 36. Now you add. So 4 into 15, 60. Then 60, 72. No, 60, 72, 78, 108. Altogether 108 you calculate with your calculator. Then 108 divided by 6. Then answer is 18. Right. Now you take your own time and calculate quickly. You may take 5 or 6 minutes because sometime my answer will be some extent may be wrong. So then you have to see that, you have to compare your with my one. Please calculate the activity for B, C, D like that up to A using the formula. So you can in the separately also under the separate you can calculate. Otherwise, in your handout you can directly beside this table you can put this. Okay. Or other activity for you write down the formula here and calculate and get the T, expected time estimate. Though this is important to prepare the network diagram. Okay, then one is done for you. Please calculate others. Okay, shall I continue? If you are able to apply, okay, good, good, Hafra. Right. Others, I got the one answer from Hafra. All are correct. Then we'll move because I have a lot of things to be explained. Right. Now let me draw. Then this will be the answer. If you apply this formula to calculate the expected time of every activity, then you will get this data. This that means expected time estimate. Now these three, actually these are the probabilistic. Now this is deterministic. Now expected time calculated, then this will be applied in the critical path method. So this is deterministic. Right. Now shall I move to the, okay, now let me go to the next thing, drawing the network diagram. Okay. Now you know that how to draw the network diagram. So now this is answer is in the sheet. So that you will be confused if I present this answer. Now I will draw you how to draw the network diagram. So just you can see from here, A and B started, then A finished, C start, A finished, D start, then here E and B finish together, then H start, then H finish, I start, then F and G, I finish, J start. So then we can, this is coordinate the interrelated activities. Then finally, you will get the final event. So this is the answer with you, but I will draw you how to draw the network diagram. I will show you how to draw the network diagram. Consider here first activity. Immediate predecessor activity, no immediate predecessor for A and B. So first from the beginning, here from the beginning, A and B start. So row mark, forward, left to right. This is A. Now this is B. A and B start. So clearly you can put this. This is A. Now this is B activity. Are you clear? Right. Also, you can put here the event number. No, so you can put the event number here. So number 1. Now first step you have done. So here you have done this A activity and this B activity. Are you clear? If rewrite is difficult, because please consider it that be difficult is it will time consume. So now first these are the activities of the project. Now sorry, we have to follow the immediate predecessor activity. For the A and B, no immediate predecessor. So for the beginning, first event, starting event, we call that the first event. A and B start. Now finish. And don't finish now. Only you draw the activity diagram. A and B activities are drawn only. Then later we'll put the date. Activity time is another pen, another color. I will put another color later. First we draw the network diagram. For now we'll consider the C activity. Now A and B finish now. Here A and B finish. This is A and B finish. Now C activity. A finish. A should be finished. Once A completed only, C may start. At the same time, you have a look on this, the following activity also. Again, A start, A complete, then D start. Then A start, again E start. Are you clear? Now I'll come to the these three together because immediate predecessor A. Now A complete. Now complete the A activity. Okay. Right now only now A activity completed. Then what is again C and D and E? C, D and E starts. Now you can draw the arrow activity here. You can draw the C activity here. Then D activity here. Then the C activity here. Are you clear? Now you can put. Now the A activity finish. Then C start, D start, and E start. Then I will let me name the CAB. Here C activity start. Then D start here. Then E started here. Now A finish C start, A finish D start, A finish E start. Now we have done this one. Now only you complete the A. Now this is second event. It is a second event. Now only A completed, then parallelly is a burst event C, D, and E start. Now we will come to the next one. F. What is F? Once C start, finish, then if start. The activity F start after the completion of the C. So immediate predecessor is C. Then after that succeeding activity is F. So when we want to start the F, C should be finished. Now again you will finish the C. Right. Now C finished. No. After that, what activity start? When C finish, then F start. Here F start. You may draw here like this. You can draw here, no problem. But now I just draw. But according to our convenience, then after that we may, if you want, we may change this draw. Now for whenever when you do in the exam, try to use the pencil. Then sometime your arrow mark you will draw to adjust to make adjustment. Okay. Now this is the activity. What is the activity? C finish, F start. So this is the F. Right. Now what is? Now F also is finished. No? Then when she finished, then F start. Then G start after the completion of the D. No? Then you hear the D. So then here you draw you have to finish the D here. Sorry. Now Once the D completed, then what is the activity? Here, the length will no sense. Maybe according to convenience, we may extend or we may shorten, but no, the size is considered for the length of the time. Just according to your beauty and convenience, you may extend or shorten. Okay, now then, what is the activity now? When D finish, G started. Okay, now the G activity will be started. Right. So simply you see here A started, A and B finish, C start, C and D start, C finish, F start, then D finish, then G start. Now G also finish. You mark it, then only you will. Then H finish. H will start once the B and E together finish. Now here B and E together finish. No, here B and E together finish. Then what's the activity? E start. Right. According to that, I extended now. Sorry. Now A to B and E together finish. Then right. Now B and E together finish. H start. Now from this event, H start. Also, I have forgotten to write the event numbers. First, A and B together finish, C and D start. Then she finish, A start, F start, no? Here. So, C finish, F start. So, this is the third event. Event will allow you to go for the logical sequence. Here, that is the 4 earlier finish. So, if you put the event number, then no problem. It has no sense, but anyway, you have to follow the logical sequence. Right. Now B and E together finish. Here B and E together finish. Then H start. Now B and E together finish. Then H start. Right. Now after that, H finish. Then I start. So once the H activity finish, then I start. So here we have to finish H activity. Then here simply let me put the activity here as a circle. Then what is that? Okay. Otherwise we will draw the round diagram. When H finish, okay. Then I start. H finish, I start. Okay. Now here H finish, I start. Now here F, G and I, immediate predecessor activity, all together finish at the same time simultaneously. F, G and I finish only, J may start. So we have to connect all these activities into together. So then according to our convenience, we can just rotate or shape, do the adjustment of the arrow mark. So you cannot bend this like this. So simply we can change this one. So let me say this like this. Okay, now together F, G, I together finish, J start. These together. Together finish. Then activity J start. Okay, that's all. Now FG together finish, J start. Now we cannot leave the activity like this. There is the rules and regulations of the formation of the network model. Any project will start with one event and end with one event. No, then only we can monitor and project and do the calculations. Okay, now then we have to make here also as an event. We have to complete the J activity with the ending node. So end event node. So you have to put simply one. Right. Now that's all. Now we have connected and forgotten to write the event number. So this is a 550 event. This is 6th event. This is 7th event. Only the event number show the right. That's all. No? So here now we have interconnected activities. Seeing the interrelationship of the immediate predecessor activity, you had to start every activity once every finish. Now this is a forward. Now this is okay. After that, we have to indicate the time estimate for each and every activity. No. So now we will indicate the time estimate for each and every activity. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 7. No. Right. Okay. I will erase. Thank you for reminding. Here 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. Now clear. Now clear. No. Right. Now we'll consider the time estimate. A is 18. So near that you can put the 18. Now you also rewrite in your notebook. This is 18. Then B activity is 6. Okay. Thank you. Now this is 18. So my unable to control the mouse. So is it here 18, B6, C9. C9. So you can put C here 9. Then D15. Here D15. D15. E9. E9. Then F6. G. also 9, here G9. Then H12, I6 and J6. Am I correct now? Right. J6 and now I have put the activate estimated time estimate. 18, 6, this is seem to be 7, but it is 9, no? 9. C also 9, D 15, then 9, E 9, 9, F 6, then G9, H12, I6, then J also 6. Okay. Then now we want to first calculate. First question is what is the total completion time and the calculate critical path. What are the critical path? Now for this one we have to do the forward calculation first. Forward pass calculation. So forward pass calculation. For the calculation we have to first we have to select the two activities. For example, here first part, every activity, every event, under the every event, we have to calculate the earliest time and latest time. Earliest time and latest time. So simply here earliest time, we can say earliest time E, earliest time. Then this part is latest time. So now we have to calculate these two. So from here earliest part, we can calculate the forward calculation. Forward calculation, we have to do this one. So for that we have to we can draw the every node. Under the every node we have to put the rectangle and divided by 2. Then one part is earliest start time, that means earliest time, latest time. So let me do the drawing now. For each and every activity we have to do this. For here the first event, here for the second event, here for the third event, here for the fourth event, under this maybe top or bottom, no problem. For the time space I write the sixth event, sixth event, then here for the seventh event, then for the eighth event. Right. Now for this one you can divide into two part. First part will be earliest start time, the second part will be latest start time. So make the box very clear. Now first part we will do. To calculate the total completion time, first part earliest start time, earliest times, first box, we have to put the earliest time from the forward calculation. From the forward calculation. Now I will do the forward calculation here. Now first from the this will start first event, first day, no day spent for the starting activity, no, only 0 day. First 0 day we stay 0, put the 0. Then we go with the along with the event number, then only easy to move forward. So here for to the second to start the second event, A should be completed. Then how many days we spent? Here 0 plus 18, then here 18. So earlier time you put this one. This is the way you will put the time estimate. 0 the very beginning, no day spent, so at the 0 time, first part. Then A activity needs 18 days, then 0 plus 18 for the second event, we have to consider the 8. So 18 days we are in the second event. Already 18 days spent. Activity A need 18 days. Right. we had to consider the arrow mark. If there are two arrow mark, we had to consider both two way. In this case, only for this event, only one arrow mark from the A. So directly you add this. Then go to the third one, only one arrow mark. So now we are on the 18th day. Now C needs 9. So altogether 18th plus 9, how much? 27, no? So here the earliest time, 27 days needed to start at the activity. Now we'll come to the fourth here, this works. Right now, for the fourth one, so it is that far, no? Right, we can do it. Now, what is this? For the fourth event, only one arrow mark. From the second day, 18 days. For the second event, 18 days. Now, deactivated needs 15. So, for the fourth event, how much day we spend? 18 plus 15, 33. So, this is 33. Now, we will come to the fifth event. For the fifth event, there are two routes. One is direct Z1 to 2, that means 1 to 5, direct from the B. Here 0 plus 6, 6. Then other route, when we want to finish this event to start the H, another route E also should be finished. After the A finish, then E finish. So there are two arrow marks, then mean there are two route. One is direct B, other one is A to E. After the finishing only, then H start. So we have to consider the 0, here 0 plus 6, 6. Then here 18 plus 9, 27. So we have to consider the highest one. Earlier, even though B activity 6 days finished, we have to wait till A and E finish. So till A and B finish, already A 18 days and E 9 days, 18 plus 9, 27. So we have to take the highest one. Then move to the sixth one. Here see the sixth box is there. Here 27, only one route, one H way. So 27 plus H, 12, so 39. Right. Now come to the seventh event. For there are three routes. Consider there are three routes. First we'll consider here 27 already spent A and C 27 plus now F need 6. So 27 plus 6 33. So not it. 20 plus 7 plus 6 is 33. No? Right. Then the second way, here 33 is there plus 9. So for the under the fourth event, 33 already spent. Then 9, 33 plus 9, 42. So 42, second route. Then for this route, already 39 plus I activity needs 6. Then 39 plus 6, 45. 45. So since the critical path is the longest path, this is longest path, and we had to consider, even though this would finish 33 days, we had to wait till it finish. This second route needs only 42 days, then we have to wait. Then third route needs 45. So we have to take the maximum one. Now put the 45 in the EST. So here 45. Take the highest one. In the forward pass computation, we have to consider the highest one. Even the earlier finish, we have to wait. No other activity start. Then here only one road, 45 plus 6, 51. So now 51. Right. Now this is the 51. Right. Now this is the earliest times. So And simply, this is commonly we can call earliest time. This is the latest time. But for the calculation of the float, this part we will say that earliest start time. Here earliest start time, EST. This part is EST. EST. The second part simply we can say latest time mean LST. So I will talk about LST, EST in the calculation of the float. So you have to consider. Now we have calculated earliest time. Specifically, we can say that earliest start time we have calculated. Clear? Right. Now this is the now the total completion time is 51 days. So even though the critical path is the longest part, the 51 is the minimum time needed to perform the complete the project. So that is a very minimum. After the 51, we cannot minimize. So this is a minimum time completed needed to complete the project. Now we have to now the completion time we have calculated, that is 51. Now we want to calculate the critical path. To calculate the critical path, we have to compute the LST, latest start times. That means otherwise latest times from the backward pass computation. So now I will calculate this second part assigned for the LST, latest start time. Then I will calculate from the backward pass computation. Okay, now I will say which column? This column. Right. Here, this is the 51. So LST also will be 51. So LST also will be 51. Starting from the 51, here but we from the 0 we have added every activity. 0 plus 18, like that we have added every activity. Then here from the backward, we have to subtract from the activity type, then we will bring it to 0. Okay, please give me 1 minute. I will finish the session by half an hour because I need to complete these sums. Okay, now I need 1 minute bio rest. Okay, let me continue from where I stopped. Now we have calculated the forward pass computation. Then we come to know that 51 days is the total completion time. Now we have to consider, identify the critical path. For that, we have to calculate the latest events times. So simply we can say latest start time. Then from 51 already finished, so EST and LST should be equal. So here 51, from the 51 we have to do the backward calculation. Then in the backward for pass calculation, uh, not like the forward, here every activity plus added and come to the 51. Now from 51 we did a subtract the activity time estimate, then bring it to 0. Then where EST is equal to LST, these two are equal to LST, that activity is the critical path activity. Okay, now let me show this one. Here 51. So 8 to 7, J activity. 51 minus 6, 45. So here 45. 51 minus 6 is the 45. So write the 45 here. Now this EST is equal to LST through the J activity. So J activity will be the critical path activity. Now notice. The activity will be the critical path activity. Now we'll come to the 7 to 6 even number. Now we have to consider only the latest part, latest start time, LST. 45 is there. Now for the I activity 6, so 45 minus 6, only one root, no? Only one root. Now 39. So put the 39 here.
Madam,
Yeah.
can you please tell again that how to find the critical path?
Okay. Now you all understand what is the total time completion by means of computing. Do the forward pass computation from event 1 to 8. Then every event you finish. Then other event start, like activity start. Then it will bring to 51. Are you clear? Now from that 51, so 51 is the total completion time now. So then EST and LST will be same. So again, if it is 51, we have to put the assign the 51 here the latest start time. Now from the LST latest part time, we have to do this calculate backward computation, and uh, we have to do the backward computation and bring it to 0. So how to bring it to 0? From the total one, subtract every activity. Subtract every activity, then normally it will come to 0. Then where EST means this earlier, this part. Where this EST is equal to LST, this part is equal to this part, then which activity makes the EST and equal to LST, that activity will be in the critical path activity. Are you clear?
Yeah, madam.
Okay. Now here 51, here since 51 is the EST, then LST also 51. 51, we consider 8 to 7. 8 to 7, backward, 8 to 7. 51 minus 6, 45. Are you clear? Right. Now in the 45, here LST is equal to EST, no, 45, 45. Are you clear? Right. Which activity bring this 45 into 45? J, no? Only since there are only one root, definitely that is J. There are three multiple roots like this backward. There are three roots. Then only one activity only will give the EST equal to LST. Then only that activity will be considered. That's why, sorry, right. That's why here only one activity. So definitely J makes EST is equal to LST. Then that is equal. So J is the critical path activity. Other one is, now you will come again 7 to 6. 7 activity, what is the LST? 45. Now we are considering later part. Okay. Now 45 minus 6. What is 45 minus 6? 39. So now this later event, 6 event, you write this 39. Right, 39 is there. This is 39. So here also LST is equal to EST. So through this I activity only it become. So then it became. So I activity also one of the critical path activity. So while doing the calculation, we just mark it. Then simply you can identify. So 45 minus 6, 39. Here also 39 and 39 is equal. So here EST and LST is equal. So we can 39. We can denote mark I also is one of the critical path activity. Then we will come to the fifth event. This is fifth, no? Here also from 6th to 5th, only this one route, backward route. Only from 6th to 5th, only one route. Now for the sixth event 39, 39 minus 20 minus 12, 39 minus 12, then 27. So then you mark 27 here. 27. So here also EST is equal to LST by H activity. So H also is one of the critical path activity. Right. Now we come to the fourth one. Here fourth one. From where fourth come? 7 to 4th. This event to this event. So here from this event to this event. What is this event? LST 45. So this activity is 9. So 45 minus 9, how much? 45 minus 9? What is the answer? 36, no? Right. Here 36. Right. Here you see from this activity from 7 to this event, fourth event, 45 minus 9, 36, where EST is not equal to LST. So G is not the critical path activity. Are you clear now? Right. Now we will come to the this next event, that is third. That means from this 7 to this third. So from 45 to this activity, only one activity F6. So 35 minus 6, 39. Here you insert 39 here. Here also EST is not equal to LST. So F activity will not be a critical path activity. Right. Now we'll come to the second. You very clearly you consider here. So here second this event, there are three routes. One is from this route and from this route and from this route. Backward now. So here 2, 3 arrows backward. But this one through the here F to C, from G from to D, then from H E, like that. So then for the backward calculation, here first we will consider the first route, this route. Here 39 is there. 39 minus 9. What is the answer? 39 minus 9, 30. So you can't put 30 directly. Somewhere you just note it 30. For the second route here, in the second route, 36 is there. 36 minus 15. 36 minus 15, how much? 21. You note it. This route for the second event, here 27 is there. Then 27 minus 9, how much? Twenty-seven minus 19, 9, how much?
18.
Okay, 18. I also will be sometime stuck in the calculation. Right. Now you see 30, 21, 18, which is the least one. Earlier forward calculation, we have to get the highest one. No? Because every activity needs time. So we bring in the highest time. So we select the highest. Here we have to bring it to the 0. So we have to take the select the least one. So for the forward calculation, we have to get the highest one, no? So remember that one. So now 18. So from which root this 18 comes? Through this E. So now you put the 18 here, but you can't calculate all the C and D and E. So it's not clearly visible. You note it, that is 18, right? Now EST is equal to LST, but through the C and DE, you can't identify these C and D are all are the critical path activities. Only this 18 comes through this 27 minus 9, only through this E activity. So you have to, but through the D activity, that is 21. Through the C activity, that is 30. The least one 18, that comes through this activity E. So only you can mark E is the critical path activity. That is the method. U is the critical path activity. Other one is from the starting point. From the starting point, you can consider this way and backward, then the other way, this way. So through the A and through the B, you have to bring the 0. Through the A, 18, later part 18, activity A also 18. So 18 minus 18, 0. So definitely that will come. Anyway, I will just write that. Here, through the B route, here 27 minus 6, 21. So you have to select the least one, that is 0. You put the 0 here. Through which activity the 0 comes? That is definitely through the A activity. 18 minus 18, A. So then A is the critical path activities. Okay, that's all. Now, the critical path activity A is the critical path, and E is the critical path, and H is the critical path. Then I is the critical path, and J is the critical path. So then A, through the A, E, H, I, J, those are the critical path activities. So critical path, if you can say, you can A to E to H to I to J. So total completion time 51 days. So then what is the critical path says? The at most the maximum, not the maximum, the minimum time, total completion time is 51. So that is the through this activity only this 51 derives, but these activities cannot be delayed. So if a project manager or the marketing, according to this activity, he will consider more sincere consideration on A, E, H, I, J, these activities. Because if he make any delay in these critical path activities, that will affect the entire project time completion. So entire project time. So, but if he want to make any delay, he may make non-critical path activities. If he may make the delay in the F, or G can be delayed, C also can be delayed, D also can be delayed, and B also can be delayed. But can be delayed to a certain amount. So the amount of delay can be calculated by the float. So next lecture, I will show you how the float will be calculated, how many days other activities can be delayed. So as he wish, he cannot delay by so number of days. There's